Today's review is of Curry and Pepper, a website that sells dog food. And so first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the things that I think you've done really well, and then I'll offer some suggestions for improvement. The very first thing that I wanted to say is that you've done a really good job in creating the website because it's easy to navigate. So it's got great navigation bar at the top. You've got consistent colors and fonts throughout the website, and it's very clean. So well done on that. The great things that you have is that people can actually buy products online through your shop page. You offer an About Us page which has got news and media information, and you also have testimonials and also frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions are often overlooked by many people, but I think a lot of the times that's the very first page that visitors will visit. So well done on those. You also have a regularly updated blog, and you don't actually have a link to the blog at the top, but if I scroll down on your home page, we can see your blog posts and they are up to date. So well done, and you've got great images to go with that. The next thing that I wanted to mention is that you've got a free trial which you offer to people in return for their email address. The only thing is this event has now expired, so I would encourage you to have future events and maybe have a number of them listed so that if people can't make it to one, they can make it to another event and they can put it in their calendar ahead of time. I also really like the packaging of your products, which I think goes really well with your brand. And I like the really cute video down at the bottom of your homepage, which explains a little bit more about your product. It's simple and straight to the point. You also have links to social media profiles. I didn't have a chance to look at all your social media profiles. The ones that I did see seem to be up to date, so well done on that. If you find that you're not maybe updating one of your social media profiles, just remove it from the navigation here. Otherwise, if it's, if the last post, for example, on Pinterest was 2 years ago, it makes your website look outdated. But if you're updating them regularly, excellent. And I think I've already mentioned the fact that you've appeared in various media. So one thing that I would recommend, media is a big credibility booster. So I would include your media, or at least some of the media articles on your homepage, and just have a heading saying as seen in or as featured in. And I'd have that probably at the very top. So just below the trial, just around here somewhere. Now, some suggestions for improvement. Your logo, definitely make it a little bit bigger because it's incredibly hard to read. And I don't say this often, but I would increase the size by maybe double or at least by 50%. You are missing a home button on your navigation bar. And so if I'm on another page like the About Us page, there's no way for me to go back home. Some people realize that if they click on the logo, that will take them to the home page, but most people won't. So I would include a home button here, and I would also include the blog button, because people will arrive at your website not necessarily via the home page anyway. As we scroll down to the bottom, let me go back to the home page. As we scroll down to the bottom, you have a subscribe to newsletter, and you'll find that most people are not going to subscribe to a newsletter. It's just the way things are. So one way to capture email addresses is maybe to offer a free trial, and especially for the people that can't come to your free tasting day, maybe, or offer them free shipping, or maybe a discount on their first or second order. And that way you can capture the email addresses, but I would just lose the subscribe to our newsletter, because you'll find that most people won't. There's no reason, like you don't even give people a reason to subscribe. You don't tell people what they will find in the newsletter. Now, one other thing that I wanted to mention on the homepage, you have a lot of white space in between the trial and the next part of your website. And so if somebody's looking at the website and maybe they've scrolled down here, they think that there's nothing else, so they probably won't scroll any further. So if you can get rid of this space, that would be ideal. Looking at this quiz, I think it's a great idea to have a quiz, but I would probably take the whole image and put it on half the page, only because this start button just gets lost and people may not realize what they need to do. So put this image on half the page and then have call to action and a little bit more information about the quiz on the right hand side. Also tell people how long the quiz is going to take. If it's only a couple of minutes, great. If it's going to take them 30 minutes to figure it out, most people are not going to take the quiz. So I would encourage you to give them a little bit of information, maybe on the right hand side, and then have a big bold call to action. Your media appearances on the homepage, I've already mentioned that. The testimonials. It's awesome that you've got testimonials, and I would include some of them on the homepage, but I would also make them as text-based rather than image-based. And what I mean by that, absolutely have photos of the dogs or the owners who have provided the testimonial, but these are actually images. Each one of these bursts is an image, and search engines can't index that. So I would convert this into a text, and if you can have a photo of either the owner or the dog, and if you can't get the images, maybe just have a generic image of a dog or your logo or something like that, but definitely convert them into text. Under your frequently asked questions, you have a shipping button, and it kind of doesn't make sense to have it there. I would put it under the shop page. So in here, I would probably put it there, and any other information that relates to shipping. So for example, privacy policy or payment types or money back guarantee, have a tab here that people can click on because that relates to them shopping online. I would also have under your frequently asked questions, you have a contact page. I would have that as one of the main buttons on the website, because people are not always going to realize that there's click down buttons. So include contact us at the top, the shipping under the shop page. And as I go to each individual pages, so let me go to a shop page. On these pages, I would include a link to the shipping information, which you've done, your shipping page. I would also include a money back guarantee. And at the bottom of every product page, I would have a heading that says people who bought this also bought, and list other products that people might potentially want to buy. You'll find that you'll get a lot more sales. People like Amazon do that really, really well. And on every page, definitely have a money back guarantee. I would also encourage you to exchange links with other dog lovers or dog owners, simply because that can drive a lot more traffic to your website. And I notice you've got a really good Instagram feed, and I would include that at the very bottom of your homepage. It will just add fresh content, and search engines love fresh content, and it's also visually appearing. So down at the bottom, instead of the subscribe to our newsletter, or just below it, have the Instagram feed. And you can have maybe 4 or 8 images, so it's not overwhelming. You can also create maybe a photo gallery and just have the Instagram feed there, so that way everything just runs through your website. Once you update your Instagram feed, it automatically reflects on your website. And the main thing that I wanted to say though, on your homepage, above the fold, so on the very first screen, you should have the pain points that your customers are experiencing, and you should highlight the problem that you are solving for your clients or your customers or potential visitors. So I would highlight that very early on the website. So that's all the feedback that I've got for you today. I hope you found it useful.